The late adopter. Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to a new Bitcoin video, and as you can see on the chart, we already have more lines on the chart. So I'm gonna explain to you how this actually works out, and how we're gonna reach some kind of insane levels eventually. Now before we get to these lines, we're gonna talk about previous lines, especially this support area between 38 and 39,000. You can see that the area that we drew for a long time ago, that it is holding actually on the dollar, both on the upside and downside. If you zoom in on 5-minute chart, for example, up here, you'll see this very nicely. Let's see how I can show you this. You can see down here on the bottom side, we were holding this support level at 38,000 really nicely several times, bounced off of that on the dollar towards the stop 39,000, right back down. So you can see that my lines, when we draw lines, we know the support and the resistance levels. You can see exactly on the dollar bouncing right between these two levels. Here we managed to get above the 39,000, right back down again. Try to keep it up here, and here we failed, right back down again to the 38,000 support. So see, 39,000 support. The lines that we drew are actually acting as a very good support and resistance lines. This line in the middle wasn't being that respected much, so we're gonna remove that a little bit. But this red area, as you can see, we are still in the red area, and technically we are still not broken through 38,000 support. So 38,000 technically still is playing out nicely. Unfortunately, yesterday we had a nice pump and right back down to the support area. So what's gonna happen next, guys? What's gonna happen next? The way I see this short-term down movement is not yet done. I think we can still crawl down to 36,000 or something like that, because right now we have been holding this 38,000 level for some while, and after when you come to certain support level, you often bounce right back above that level. But if you start hugging that level for a long time, probability is you're gonna break that level on the downside. So right now I'm looking at maybe we're gonna go below 38,000, maybe we're gonna go below 38,000, maybe even down to 36,000, and I will assume 36,000 is the next level to hit on the downside. Now I do not think that we're gonna break the trend on the downside right now or something like this. If we're gonna get 39,000 down here, I think it's gonna be a little bit slow move or something like that, sideways maybe, and then hitting on the 36,000 down here, and then maybe hopefully bouncing off of that. But we'll see how that actually plays out. Right now I don't see any kind of special pattern or anything like that over here on the chart. So right now technically the way I see it, we are getting just rejected by the moving averages. I'm going to show you up here. You'll see here we're getting rejected by the moving averages, and as much as I can analyze it, that means that we are gonna go on the downside to 36,000 or something like that. Now that said, if for whatever reason this side is just pump back above the moving averages towards the upside, that's gonna be a very good signal and a very bullish one as well. Now I'm not gonna call anything right now, but I think 36,000 down here is the next level to look out for. I do not think that we're gonna break the trend. That's the most important thing. If we do break the trend on the downside, that's a very bad thing. But I think we might just crawl down to 36,000 one way or other, kind of a little bit sideways like this, and hit that on the side on the 36,000. So I don't think this move on downside is yet done. I think we got still a little bit more while to go. So we're gonna see, we're trying to catch the bottom. So we're gonna catch the bottom eventually. Now let me explain the lines that I said in the start of the video. If I can just find my lines again, not these lines, not these lines. There I go. There are the lines. Too many pairs. Okay, so let's see what's happening over here. Let me just remove all lines, and I'm gonna start drawing it one by one so I can explain to you what we have heavy right here. This line everybody knows. This is a downtrend line. As you can see, downtrend line. We broke the downtrend line. We are right now hitting that downtrend on the 38,000 down here. The question is, are we just gonna bounce off of that? You can see here we are creating what's called a morning star doji down here. Now this depends that this level right now stays at 38,000 for the rest of the day, and then, you know, tomorrow we're gonna bounce off of that. That's best case scenario, but we are still above the trend, and I do not think that we are gonna break below the trend yet. If we break back into this trend on the downside down here, that's gonna be very bad for price of Bitcoin. But I think that, you know, some kind of 36,000 and then bounce towards upside might be in the books. So 38 bounce or 36 bounce, that's what I'm looking for. But this trend over here, very important trend. So now what happens when we break the trend? What happens when we break the trend? What happens when we break the trend? We create new trend of the resistance. So this is over here, you can see here we have the trend. Now once you break the trend, you create a secondary trend. So secondary trend goes something like this, at least from what I can figure out. I think this is the best line I could draw up here. It is very nice line, or, you know, on the dollar touch, almost on the dollar touch. It goes below these, it goes above these, you know, it hits these. So I think this is the new trend right now. So just like over here we had a downtrend, right now we are still in a downtrend. You can see the line, the line goes down, but it's not as steep as this line over here. So the trend is you know, losing a little bit steam, and it is going kind of sideways right now, and that's actually very good for price of Bitcoin. Now the good things is that we said that, you know, we're gonna do two moves and to move towards the upside, and that's what I'm looking for. But I'm no longer looking at this trend line up here. This trend line up here is no longer valid the way I see it. I mean, it's valid on the downside and stuff like that, but I mean, towards the upside, we need to break this line over here. This is the new trend line. This is the new resistance line that needs to be broken to break the trend. So right now we are having this trend over here. We need to break to create a new trend above the line, and that's gonna happen, you know, depends on when you break this, between 43.37 and, you know, 41.5. Depends on when you break the trend over here, right? But once you break the trend, it's gonna be good times, guys. It's gonna be good times. So this line is gonna act as this. So every time we go towards the upside, this is the line that needs to be followed. This is the line that needs to be watched for, and this is the line that's gonna tell us, you know, when we become bullish again. We are very close to becoming bullish because we broke, of course, this trend line over here. We broke this trend. That's very good. That's very good. Right now we need to break this trend towards the upside. Once we do that, I think, you know, a lot of bullishness is going to come back into the market. And there is one last line on this chart that I want to show you, and it goes something like this down here. It's almost on the dollars, but it got 3 touches. It got almost 3 touches. And I like these long wicks on the downside. I don't know why, but I like the long wicks on the downside, especially when you got several that are touching each other. So this over here, to me, it is creating some kind of a triangle over here. So I think this triangle might be in effect right now. This is a resistance line, this is a support line. So you can see here right now we are at 36,000, but we can go all the way down $34,000. Right now, if you go just right now down, it's 33,000, but I don't think we're gonna break this trend. So I'm looking something like this down here. Maybe you know, 36,000 is up here, but you know, we might even break that all the way down to $33,000 down here, and then maybe bounce up, and then maybe escape this triangle towards the upside eventually, right? So that's what I'm looking for right now. This is I don't know if I'm gonna call this a triangle. I don't like it that much because it looks kind of, you know, a little bit, it's a little bit shady triangle. It's not really a perfect triangle, but it's good enough for us right now to look at this and you know, analyze the chart. So right now this is the resistance line, this is the support line. Now there are several support lines. We got 38 and 36,000 over here. We also got, you know, 32, something like this down here. So there are a couple of support lines right below us that we can actually bounce off of towards the upside. But I think anything that happens within inside this triangle over here is pretty much still, you know, consolidation phase or something like that. Consolidation, accumulation, you know, call it whatever you want to call it, phase. And once we are out of the upside and the downside, that's when the big moves are gonna come. So I think if you go on the downside, it's gonna be some kind of capitulation phase where, you know, everybody's, you know, starts, you know, selling, saying F this, I'm going, you know, I'm gonna go and, you know, trade Pokemon cards and stuff like that. But if you go on the upside, it can actually be good times for everybody. Good times for everybody. Yeah. So you know, so that's what I got for you right now. This new trend line over here that's acting as a resistance. Short term, I think we are looking at some kind of Short term, I think we're looking at some kind of, you know, 36,000 down here, maybe even down to 33,000 eventually. Maybe it's creating this kind of morning doji star pattern down here, but you know, that means that we have to hold this 38 level rest of the day. Then we just might, you know, bounce off of that tomorrow. We're gonna see how that actually plays out. But right now, I don't think it's a trading mecca right now. It's just, you know, sideways motion. Sideways motion. Anyways, guys, that's what I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button on the way out. Come back tomorrow, same time, same place. See ya, guys. Bye bye.